let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Show powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a brand new week. It is a Monday, everybody. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and you can start leaving your comments in the comment section and play along with everybody else who's watching there. Follow us on X, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. And do you have COVID? You walked away. I'm like, does he got COVID? Are you COVID infected right now?
No, I don't think so. Am I really loud to you?
No, you sound great.
Okay,
you sound
all right.
Absolutely wonderful.
I'm booming in my ears, so I'm have to play some. I'm gonna have to play some headphone hockey today, going back and forth. I think. No. I just got like a little cold, man. My throat started hurting last night, yesterday, so I got some honey drops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that made me feel better, but then just last night kind of like had that chills, beginning onset of a cold. So got to knock that out today. Got big days coming up, big week, short week.
Short week coming up, and you're going to be off to Canada. And I know you're excited about that and going to be...
See, Trav, I just see some people. Other people are hearing things the same way I am. Where I'm a lot louder. Can I come down a little? If I do that, is that okay for you?
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Okay.
Huh.
Back
to the old days.
Back to what it was before we pushed it up there.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that was we'll see, man. I'm gonna fight it off today. That's what I'm gonna do. Threw some coldies in.
You're a fighter, man.
That's right. You come at me, you better pack a lunch.
I'm still getting used to my new surroundings. I've moved downstairs to the basement. I've got some decorating to do, but I'm getting used to my new surroundings, which is a little bit weird. But getting acclimated to the new area. Yeah, we got. I think we've still got some fine tuning to do with the new thing too. Apparently, because again, I'm still having a hard time hearing you. Can you turn your volume up a little bit or? That's weird because we were good before. I was chatting with you. I think when I turned mine, there we go. That's better. I think when I turned mine up, because we went through a couple things with mine to turn it up. Yeah,
turned mine up inside my system and on the outside. So anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was productive. It was relaxing. Got to hang out with some friends. So it was all good. Yeah, it was. It went by fast. We did a night game on Saturday night, and then I stayed up actually and watched the Bud Crawford or Canelo Alvarez fight. Did you go back and watch? Did you watch that fight?
I've seen the highlights of it. I didn't go back and watch it. Is it something that I can go back and watch on Netflix still?
Yeah, it's still on Netflix.
Okay.
And of course, Bud Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez in a unanimous decision. It was a tremendous fight, pretty even through 4 rounds. Bud started pulling away in the 5th. I thought he locked it up in the 9th. It went all 12 rounds. And it was an interesting fight because afterwards, Canelo Alvarez says that Bud Crawford's better than Floyd Mayweather, which is a huge compliment, right? And you have Bud Crawford who's 41-0. He's got 37 knockouts. A lot of people were calling him the best fighter of this generation. Now, generations change, right? I mean, you have the people who grew up like with me, with Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler. But they're now anointing Bud Crawford as the fighter of this generation. And that's a hard one to do because he was a victim, Ross. It kind of reminds me of the music business, right? I'm not a music business guy, but you hear about all these famous people that got hosed by managers, by record companies, by all sorts of people that took advantage of him. And he got mixed up with top-ranked boxing. He's not a charismatic guy. He just goes about his business doing his thing. He never got those big fights. Let's put this in perspective. Canelo Alvarez got $100 million in Saturday night. $100 million. You know how much Bud Crawford got for winning that fight? $10 million.
Shut up.
$10 million. Canelo Alvarez gets $100 million. Bud Crawford gets $10 million. And the reason he took the $10 million, he came out and said that he goes, I'm only taking the $10 million because I want to fight this fight. Nobody fights me. I can't get the big name fights. And he goes, screw it. I'm going to take the $10 million. I commend him for that, but he's never got the big payday. He's always, I think his net worth is, right around, I don't know, like 20, 25 million bucks. Think about this, 41 and 0.
Truth is, I just went through all 42 and 0 with 31 knockouts. I just looked at the list of the 42 guys he's fought. Never heard a single name. Never heard a single name. And this is not a knock on Bud Crawford and who he's fought. I don't mean it like that. It's a knock on boxing. It's a knock on this is what's wrong with boxing? Well, the guy that won got $100 million, and the guy that lost got 10. Well, so it has nothing to do with the competition then. It has nothing to do with the actual competition. We're just paying dudes to show up and do things. Boxing is... I beat a dead horse here with talking about how boxing is destroyed. I like this conversation of, is he the best fighter of a generation? Again, it's kind of crappy because I can't name any fighters from this generation. Canelo Alvarez. Who's the other guy he fought? What was one guy's name? It was called like Triple G or something like that? I don't even remember. I don't
even know. I mean, he has now been the undisputed champion in 3 different divisions. That's crazy. He went up 2 weight classes just to fight Canelo Alvarez. So he's been undisputed, 3 different divisions. I don't think that's ever been done before. But again, I'm not going to call Bud Crawford a prize fighter when he's avoided the prize. And he hasn't avoided it. He's wanted to fight people. Bob Arum is who he got, tied up with. And these promoters basically dictate who you are, who you can fight, and you're either a Showtime guy, an HBO guy, and it just makes me sick. That's why the UFC, and we've talked about this, has become so popular. The best fight the best. I mean,
Travis, I'll tell you, it's becoming the UFC has not been exactly that, what it appears to be. It's still guys with contracts. It's still, you sign a 3 or 5 fight deal, 1, 3 or 5 fight deal usually, I think. And so you're not always in those 5 fights in the top 10, 15, 20. You don't always worthy of the opponent that you get the shot against. You get out there because they need content. So I want to ask you about the fight, like, because it sounds like you were entertained by it. Would you call it an entertaining, fun fight?
100%.
Okay.
And it was skillful. There were good punches. Sometimes Floyd would just dance around the ring, wouldn't throw a lot of punches. It would end up being a boring fight. This was actually a good fight. Both fighters were landing punches, and it was skillful. And you actually could see how both prepared. And so I was entertained by it. And there was a couple times they went, they got into it and went multiple jabs, multiple, combinations. That was entertaining. There was I like the way you do. I like the way you do Rock'em Sock'em Robots. That's right, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
They got in there. They did this thing. Come here, you come.
I mean, they sold out Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I mean, that's the football stadium. That's a lot of people for boxing, right? And
Travis, that's why it's always a weird conversation to say. Like I heard this thing with Jim Gray, and he was talking about how Floyd Mayweather ruined boxing. Floyd made a great living. Canelo Alvarez made $100 million last night, and here we are talking about how he's playing. Oh, it's a dead sport. They've killed it. I saw Jason put in there, I'd fight for $10 million. I'd do a lot of stuff for $10 million.
100. But you have to put it in perspective, right? We're talking about Bud Crawford.
That's crazy.
Who's been undisputed in 2 previous weight classes. And you would think, okay, at least to me, it should be the $100 million goes to the victor, the $10 million goes to the loser. That's what it should be. But Canelo Alvarez says, well, if you want me, I'm a more marketable fighter. I'm a more charismatic person. People are going to come pay me. If you want me to fight this is what I want. And Bud Crawford says, fine, I'll do the pay separation just to get in the ring.
This is the other problem, is that all of these conversations about Bud Crawford, it's kind of like when we talk about Iowa, and we got to go, well, it was against UAlbany and UMass. First filter, right? Whenever you talk these conversations about a fighter of a generation, best fighter right now, he's 37. He's almost 40 years. You could round that up and say he's almost 40 years old.
He's going to be 38 next month.
38. I thought he was 37 next month. He's 38 next month.
38 next month.
Even closer to 40, it turns out. I'm good with numbers.
Yes, you are.
I mean, you name a number. Name a number. Name 2 numbers.
16.
And what? Give me any other number.
16. 22.
Heard of both of those. Floyd Mayweather, he was a fantastic fighter, man. And Floyd had one of these amazing boxing moments if I remember when he got absolutely screwed out of a gold medal. It's one of the biggest con jobs in sports history. You want to know why Floyd Mayweather is the way he is? There's a lot of reasons, but one of them is the Olympics. Do you remember this, Travis?
I don't. What year was this event?
Beat the snot out of a dude from South Korea. Beat him up in the ring and lost the decision. It cried in the ring. The other guy even tried to grab onto him and like lift his hands up and be like, the guy that won is like, no.
So was it fixed?
Let me look and see what year that was. Oh, it absolutely.
Would that have been like the 88 Seoul Olympics? No, that would have been going too far back for Floyd. Because we're into 2025 right now.
1996 in Atlanta. He lost to Bulgaria's Sefrin Todorov in a controversial featherweight semifinal match. Resulted in a bronze medal instead of a gold. Decision was widely seen as controversial loss for Mayweather. He beat this dude up. And in Atlanta, they raised the other guy's hand.
You mentioned you couldn't name any other of the fighters that Bud Crawford has fought. Besides Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, can you name me any other fighters in these divisions?
Manny Pacquiao, who's, again, we're talking about guys, Mayweather and Pacquiao fought in their 40s. I can't even remember the name of the guy, Triple G. Remember, that was the fight of the century a couple of years ago. Dud. I can't, Travis. Tyson Fury. Here's a good question. Who's the heavyweight champion of the world right now? Because I looked it up because I didn't know. I don't even know how to say the guy's name. I don't even know how to say the guy's name. I had it up here. Maybe I don't anymore. I don't even know. I just read it, and I can't tell you. It's like Alexander Usyk or something. He beat Tyson Fury. Didn't even know this.
Now, if I said, give me a list of MMA fighters, you could probably go down a pretty good list.
I could give you a pretty good list. And more importantly, for this conversation, I feel like, as you know, is my son. Because really, my attentions go where my kids' attentions are going right now. My son loves the UFC. Is ecstatic about the new television deal that allows them to air the fights all the time. And he could sit here and name more than a dozen UFC fighters and the different leagues. But boxing, he didn't even know Bud Crawford. Every time we talked about it, he's like, Dad, his name's Terrence. I'm like, I know. Sorry. Because he, Googled him. Yeah. And he's like, oh, Terrence Crawford. I'm like, oh, yeah, Bud Crawford. He's like, no, Dad, his name's Terrence. Yeah, they call him Bud. And by the way, for 20 years, he's been one of the best boxers in the world, and he's in Omaha, Nebraska. The money thing, I can't get around that, man. I get a show up fee. I get that. And Canelo Alvarez is the draw in boxing right now. I mean, honestly, outside of Jake Paul.
Outside of Paul's bad for boxing. To me, hear me out.
I can't argue.
Is he going to fight a Bud Crawford? No, because he would get destroyed. It's become a content machine. And I get it's the entertainment business, but Jake Paul's not a serious fighter. He's not going to go win a championship. He started on YouTube. Now he's in shape. He's a tough dude. He'd kick my ass. There's no doubt about that. But when it comes to real boxing, that's why he's not going to go fight the UFC champion in MMA. He would get destroyed.
He's not going to fight the UFC champion. But I honestly see my conspiracy brain sees Jake Paul holding a world title belt someday in a ring.
Really?
Yep.
How old of a guy is Jake Paul now?
I don't know, but Travis, we're just talking about how it's all about the money. It's all about money. He's got the money. So if he's bought his way into this access so far. Everything that he has done up to this point has been, and he's fought these dudes and beat them, right?
Yep.
He's boxed these guys and beat them. I absolutely see a way that he works himself into not only a championship fight, but that belt at the end of the night.
That would be absolutely crazy.
Wow. I mean, he convinced Mike Tyson to get in the ring and do that with him.
And that was a nothing fight.
Like most of them he's done. Jake Paul is born in 97, so he's, 28 years old?
28 years old, yeah.
Yeah. He's got 10 years on Bud Crawford, dude. He's got 10 more years of doing this and working these angles and continuing to maneuver his way up the ladder. Yeah, I think prepare yourself. Dude, we're going to have a UFC event on the White House lawn. We don't live in reality. We live in idiocracy. We are in the weirdest part. It's Terrence McKenna. Things are going to get so weird, we're going to have to talk about how weird they are. Jake Paul will be a boxing champion someday. And Bud Crawford, a guy who beat every single person that wanted to fight him. Dude, did you hear the thing about his mom? Bud Crawford isn't known by people that live 150 miles from him. After 15 years of being a dominant fighter in what used to be the most popular sport in America, people don't know his name. Dude, his mom. This is crazy. He was a tough kid, obviously. And his mom knew he was the toughest kid on the block. I heard this last night. Man, it made my heart break for Bud Crawford. His mom used to go to the kids in the town that they grew up in Omaha. He grew up in a rough part of Omaha.
Yes, he did.
And his mom would tell the neighborhood kids, I will pay you $10 if you whip my son. If you think you can beat up my son, there's a $10 bounty for any kid in the community. Bud will whip all of you. And I will give you $10 if you beat him. And no kid ever beat him. That's how he got so tough. Dude, she's never told him I love you.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, his mom was like proud of it. She's like, yep, I knew he was the toughest one, so I'd tell them all, you $10, you whip my son, I'll give you $10. And I never had to pay $10. And they asked Bud about it, and he goes, yeah, that happened. Yep, I had to scrap a lot. Because your mom was out in the neighborhood telling kids to come fight you for $10.
I mean, boxing's not a country club sport. It is. Most boxers come from the streets, right? That's where they learn to fight. Crazy. I mean,
that's insane.
Anjanette taught his kids in summer school this last year, and they were doing geography. And they were talking about, different places, and she's like, Dubai came up. And She didn't know. She didn't know who Bud Crawford. She's like,
Yeah,
he was like, I've been to Dubai a couple times, and she's like, what? Yeah, I've been to Dubai, and she's going to the teacher's lounge. She goes, this kid just told me they've been to Dubai like twice. She goes, oh, that's Bud's kids.
I would imagine Anjanette didn't believe it. I wouldn't. I would be like, okay. No, seriously, Mr. Peterson, I've been to, okay, all right, yeah, I don't believe you. You can tell all the other kids, I don't believe you. And then pretty soon, Bud Crawford walks into my office one day.
You say my kids haven't been to Dubai? They have. They've been there twice.
Here's the photos of them on top of the Burj Khalifa. Here's the island we own. Well, I don't know an island because, again, he just got $10 million. He's Omaha rich. Well, he's not even Omaha rich.
The truth is he's not. What do you think about the timing of boxing? They went on the air at 8 o'clock. We went on the air at 10:30. Got off, or right around 10, or no, right around 10, I think it was.
Yeah, Trav, it was 11:40 when you signed off the air, and you signed off because they were getting in the ring, getting ready to fight.
Yeah, and then
It's
by the
almost
time I
midnight.
got upstairs, got everything edited, everything, I got in like the 5th round, right? That was midnight. I went to bed when the fight was over at like 1 a.m. Now, if you're on the East Coast, that's 2 a.m. on the East Coast. It took him 3 hours of prelims just to get to the main event. And I get you're paying a boatload for tickets and stuff, but that's not fan-friendly. If you're Netflix, you're like, okay, I'm sure you got a ton of viewers and everything, but...
Is it great for the West Coast?
Sure, for the West Coast.
I feel like even that's late for out there, Trav. I don't know. But, yeah, it does seem odd that it was that late. We had people commenting on our Black and Gold Rush saying, man, I've been watching this for 3 hours, and these dudes, nothing's happening. They aren't even close.
But Max Kellerman was part of the Netflix crew, asked Bud Crawford afterwards if he was ever going to fight again. And Bud was non-committal. Again, you're 42-0. You've won 3 undisputed championships in different weight classes. And my answer to that was when he goes, we'll have to see, blah, blah, blah. Bud Crawford will fight again if the money's right. Now it's to the point where he probably doesn't have to fight, but if somebody's going to offer him $100 million, you have to go get in the ring for $100 million, right? I mean, but if somebody's only going to offer you $10 million or $15 million, is it worth it to him to go, I'm going to put my undefeated streak on the line. I'm going to put my legacy on the line.
I don't know. That's probably, Travis, because he's a competitor, and it's like I said, it's all he's ever known is fighting. His whole life, all he's ever done is fight. So he probably will continue to fight until he gets a loss at the age of 43 to some guy that we've never heard of right now. Won't be for $10 million because it won't be against a guy like Canelo Alvarez that can actually help him get a payday. The Jim Gray thing about Floyd Mayweather is really good. Where Jim Gray says, listen, I'm a friend of Floyd's. I like Floyd. Floyd did some amazing things for the sport and helped my career out a lot, and he always gave me great access. I love Floyd. Floyd ruined boxing because the zero was more important than anything. When we were kids, Travis, Muhammad Ali lost fights. Mike Tyson lost fights. Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Hagler, all these guys that we loved and thought, man, these were the greatest fighters. I see somebody put Roy Jones Jr. That was one of the guys I loved, watching Roy Jones Jr. Fighting guys like James Toney. Oh, man, classic battles. And then Floyd came along, and it was like, well, if you're not undefeated, you ain't nothing. You ain't Dutch, you ain't much. If you don't have that zero, then you're not really that good. And so then you had to chase the zero, meaning you had to fight controlled fights. You had to fight dudes that you knew you were basically going to win or had a good chance of beating. And that's what Floyd Mayweather did for the remainder of his career. Waited until Oscar De La Hoya is out of his prime. Waited until Manny Pacquiao is out of his prime. And not just Floyd, his promotion team. That's really who to blame, are the promoters. Dirtbags, man.
Dirtbags. Now, I will say this. Netflix had a nice production. I don't have any problem with the production. I think having fights more accessible, and I know you still have to be a subscriber to Netflix to get it, but it seems more people have Netflix than maybe Showtime or HBO or any other pay-per-view. So if you can make it more readily available to people, I think that could help grow the sport. But the sport definitely needs more characters, entertainers, dominators.
Travis, it could just be that boxing is... Have we seen something like this, Trav, where it could just be that boxing is fading into the background on a permanent basis?
That's fair.
You know, the way that horseshoes did, or whatever you want to, you know, the way that things do, the way that Sears. Because UFC is just such a more exciting product. It's a fight. It's a true fight. It's not this.
It's faster.
It's a fight. Boxing is a sport. We've seen the Gladiator now, and we want to go, and there's something about it that is appealing. Man, what does boxing need? Is it a performer?
It needs a personality. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard was a personality. Muhammad Ali was a personality.
Then
Mike
you know
Tyson
who,
was a
dude, I
personality.
hate to say this. Do you know who you're talking about? Jake Paul. Johnny says it needs star power, badasses like Mike Tyson. Those guys fight the UFC. Those guys wrestle in high school, they wrestle in college, and then they go into the UFC.
I would change my tune on Jake Paul if he fought a real fight, right? If he got in, right now, it's hard for me to take him seriously until he fights a real fight against a contender or a champion. So I would take him a lot more seriously if he did that. And he won, I'd have to take him seriously. But you're right when it comes to the entertainment factor, because we are in an entertainment-driven business, that it does need a dominant entertainer. And we haven't seen it for a while.
Jake Paul, is scheduled to face WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition fight on November 14th, 2025. So on November 14th, Jake Paul is going to fight a sanctioned champion. Now, it's an exhibition, so if he wins, he doesn't get the belt. Travis, that's how close we are. I'm telling you. I didn't know that was happening. He's fighting a sanctioned champion. He's getting a real fight. Now, it's an exhibition, so there's always going to be this wiggle and this out.
Wonder why it's an exhibition.
Because I'd imagine weight classes.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, yep. Says due to significant weight differences, not a sanctioned fight, will not be for Davis's title.
So I'm taking Jake Paul is bigger than...
I'm guessing. Yeah, he's big dude.
I'd rather see a sanctioned fight in the heavyweight division.
I don't know. And he did fight against Tyson Fury's kid. That's the one loss he has. Again, I feel like this is when we talked about Tua's brother. Tyson Fury's son. He has a name.
515-517-2303. We are here till 8 o'clock today. Brooks Reynolds is going to be joining us from Osaka, Japan at 7:30.
Nice.
Yes.
So that means we're going to be in Japan, Canada, Willis Automotive. We're worldwide, baby. We worldwide.
Worldwide. That's the reach of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
It's game time at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We're kicking off September with hard-hitting deals. Drive the legendary Silverado 1500 with 2.9 APR for 72 months, or lease on the 2025 Silverado 1500 Turbo Max for just $349 a month. The all-new 2026 Equinox is on the field with 1.9 APR and no payments for 90 days. Need a value pack starter? The Chevy Trax starts in the low 20,000s. And don't forget, this is your last month to get up to $7,500 in federal tax credits on eligible electric Chevy vehicles. Stop in and see us in Granger or visit us online at willischevy.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You heard Ross talking about going all around this week. We're going to be in Japan later today with Brooks Reynolds. We're going to be in Canada later in the week as Ross is fishing. And Ross is going to be at Willis Automotive tomorrow morning because it's the new car show at Willis Automotive. And we want you to join both of us tomorrow afternoon and evening from 4:45 to 7 at Willis Automotive. You can check out the new Infinitis, the new Nissans, the new Cadillacs, the new Lexus, the new Minis, and, of course, the new Land Rovers. Stadium food, free drinks, live music, just a lot of fun to check out new cars at Willis Automotive. I'm looking forward to it.
Don't know how that happened, but I was muted. You there now?
Yes, you were. There you are. But I hear you fine now.
Sorry.
You look good and sound good.
Thank you. All right. Can I rabbit hole you? This isn't even a rabbit hole. This is a fun one.
Okay.
For a second, okay? I know you got fun stuff. I know you got stuff planned you want to talk about, but this is absolutely 100% weekend sports related. You've had a different sports experience than the rest of us because of your career, because getting very early on into the media, you kind of got behind the velvet rope a little bit earlier than most of us. Have you, or than all of us, have you ever really done the tailgating thing?
I tried to do a tailgate when Owen went to Kansas. We brought. I went down for a Kansas game, and we set up our own tailgate. But it wasn't a failure, but it wasn't like the true experience. And I had no real emotional attach. My only emotion to Kansas was that my son went to school there. Les Miles was the head coach at the time. There was, 20, 30,000 people at the game. So it wasn't anything extravagant. I grilled some hot dogs, had some chips. That was about as good as it got. So to answer your question, the answer is no.
So this guy in Kansas City, I love tailgating. It's a really fun time. And you go out there and party with your friends, and it's carefree. It's a lot of fun. Those Saturdays are great memories that I have. Fox 4 KC decided to do a story on this guy who showed up. Again, it was hot this weekend down in Kansas City, man. It was 90 degrees down in KC, right? And they opened the tailgate lot 24 hours before the game starts. And a dude showed up 24 hours beforehand from Bentonville, Arkansas, partied for 24 hours leading up to the Chiefs game. He's got some great quotes in here. Claims that his tickets actually come from Taylor Swift. His quote is, "I got to hold a spot for my people. It's a great environment, especially when it's warm outside. Last night, people were playing cornhole. They were watching college football. They were watching the fight last night until 1 in the morning. I mean, it's just a good time." Says his claim to fame is that his tickets for the Chiefs games are directly in front of Taylor Swift. That's what it is. Didn't get them from Taylor Swift. Directly in front of Taylor Swift. He says, like I said last year, we're rooting for love, right? Guess what's happening? Love is happening now. We got a ring. Gesturing to the sign that he created, talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's recent proposal. There are reports, Travis, I swear to God, after Fox 4 KC did this story with this guy, that he fell asleep and didn't get into the game.
Because he was up for 24 hours.
That first headline I saw was literally, fan starts tailgating 24 hours before Chiefs-Eagles game, peacefully sleeps right through game. I can't verify that part of it, but I thought that was a fun story.
We always talk about when there's night games in Ames or there's a night game in Iowa City that you wonder how the fans are going to be because they're usually partying all day long, and you have that initial rush. Then by the fourth quarter, it sets in, right? You're like, oh, I don't know if I can go anymore. I've had a lot to drink. I've had a lot to eat. I've been out here since 7 a.m.
It's a marathon, dude. It's a marathon.
What is the ideal? You've done it. 11 o'clock games are fairly early. 2:30 games, I think, would be probably the sweet spot. You get to 6:30, 7, and I believe this weekend is 8 o'clock.
Oh,
That's
this
pretty darn
this
late.
is late. This is late. I will tell you, dude, there is something about, and I think people will weigh in on this. There is something about those night games. Having one or two a year, that's really cool. That's a fun experience. You've got to pace yourself. And I think most fans have probably made that mistake where kickoff happens and you go, oh, crap, I got 3 hours of this. I'm in trouble.
It's an art form. I mean, you have to learn how to pace yourself, right? I mean, that just comes with experience of doing it week after week after week after week.
So, Trav, and I think what Carrie writes here, I'm going to share this one because this is an important thing, and this was how my buddies and I were. Kickoff time does not matter. It doesn't matter. She says, I'm there at 6 a.m. no matter what time the game starts. Can have fun all day. Or can't have fun all day if you don't start early.
Now, Carrie, I want to know if you have a camper. Because we look at Chris Williams, right? Your buddy Chris Williams.
Yeah.
He goes
Our
up,
buddy. You like Chris?
You know him a lot better than I do. But yeah, I like Chris a lot. But I mean, he's always showing pictures of his camper. It'd be like, okay, if I need to go take a 25, 30-minute nap, I can always go inside the camper and lay down.
I hadn't even thought about that, dude. Yeah, that might be the way to pull it for our age. That might be the way to do it. Yeah, I think that you get there, Travis. There is an adrenaline rush. It's just fun. It just is fun to. You don't even have to throw the football around, man. Being around kids throwing the football around while you're having a conversation with a drink in your hand doesn't even have to be an alcoholic beverage. I think the 2:30 kickoff to me was always I liked that. 11 a.m. was always weird because then you would get home at 6, 7 o'clock, but I'm hammered. The 5 games I didn't drive home from Iowa City, it'd be that weird thing where you were drunk at 9 a.m. and now it's 7 o'clock and you're like, ugh.
The hangover's just hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it, selfishly, you and I have changed. Now that we do a post-game show, we like that 11 o'clock game because we got the rest of the night to do whatever we want.
This 8 o'clock game's going to be rough.
It's going to be really rough. Really rough. And it's a road game. So, but we're dedicated to it. The nice thing is we don't have to wait an hour and a half to go on the air. We go on right after. And if
it's not about okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, let's say the game's out of hand in the fourth quarter. We could probably start in the fourth quarter and go, hey, let's just start now because
what do you think?
Game's over.
Think that's gonna? I don't think the game's out of hand in the fourth quarter.
No, either do I. I think we're talking about Iowa, and we'll talk more about this in hour number 2. But I mean, it doesn't really matter what their record's going to be. I think they're going to be in every game, just because that's the way Iowa's built. They're built to keep it close. But again, Rutgers coming up on Friday. We are in some cases 2 weeks in the season, some cases 3 weeks in the season. If you're in Iowa State's case, you're 4 weeks in the season. Ross, the hammer started to drop yesterday. 2 coaches fired within their first 3 games. Let's start with Deshaun Foster at UCLA, Big Ten school. This comes as no surprise as they are dropped to 0-3 over the weekend. You saw the picture. I finally saw it as well. An empty Rose Bowl. And they got thumped by New Mexico at home. And there was UCLA didn't have a choice because you knew it wasn't going to get better. You knew this team you're going to have to fire him eventually. And so Deshaun Foster, a former UCLA running back, had been around the program for a long time. Those are always the hardest ones when you have somebody who's emotionally attached to the program, who is was a star for you, but the dude could not coach. Just could not coach. He was 0-3 this year, 5-10 overall in a year and a half as a head coach. Not a surprise at all.
Yeah, he didn't have success. No doubt about that. I don't want to go so far as to say that the guy can't coach at all. I think that there's a lot at play there. I mean, again, he might end up someplace and find the right level. He knows a lot about football. UCLA is a strange. You called this one early, Travis. You said, hey, before the season started, you said Deshaun Foster's one of the guys that's on the hot seat. Luke Fickell's on the hot seat. Seat is warm, was the way I think you put it.
No, I thought Fickell was going to be the first one fired.
Yeah, that's true.
But I knew Foster would be up there. I didn't think they would start 0-3. I didn't think with Nico and Malavala they would be as bad as they have been. And the reason I say he can't coach, and that's harsh, but Ross, you ever pay attention to body language?
Yeah.
The entire coaching staff, and I've watched 2 UCLA games this year, seemed absolutely lost on the sidelines. I mean, every coach did it almost like nobody knew what they were doing. And when that portrays itself, that filters down to the rest of the team, right? And it just was like, do you guys know what you're doing? And that's why I say he can't coach. You're right, he knows a lot about football, but knowing a lot about football and coaching the sport are 2 different things. 2 different things. You can know a lot, but if you can't motivate, if you can't recruit, if you can't put people in the right positions and understand the right situations, you're not guaranteed success. Is UCLA a good job?
What a great question. Boy, Travis. Let's weigh the pros and cons. Let's just, think about it out loud, right? You're in LA.
Pro.
Pro and con, right? I think that can probably fit into both because you're not the number one show in town. You're not Tuscaloosa. You're never going to be. But you've got talent around you. You should be able to recruit easily. They don't have a lot of money. The UC system is broke.
And let's not forget, for the next 2 years, they have to pay the University of Cal Berkeley $10 million. They're calling it Calimony. Because the Berkeley campus is the flagship of the UC system, and they felt sorry for Cal Berkeley when they weren't invited to the Big Ten and had to go to the ACC and didn't think it was fair because they needed equity, that they said, well, because you're going to a place that's going to pay you $100 million a year, you can give part of that to Cal. So for 3 years, they did it last year, they'll do it this year, and they'll do it next year, they have to pay Cal Berkeley $10 million. Doesn't sound like a lot of money. That's a lot of money when you're trying to find $20 million for a payroll.
Yeah, you agree to the $10 million, then get hit with the $20 million.
Yeah.
Trav, is being in the Big Ten, like I want to say being in the Big Ten, that's a pro. But you're not Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon. You're not one of those big dogs. And if you're not one of those big dogs, is it an advantage to be in the Big Ten? You got money. There's money there. But we're talking about, is it a good job? Meaning, can you win there? Right? That's what that means. So I think I kind of lean back a little bit into that conversation about Deshaun Foster. Is it really him? I understand the body language thing, but man, maybe that's even a top above him down thing where they feel this from the athletic director and the athletic department of like, man, we got no support here. We can't do this. We can't compete with all these big dogs pulling this weight.
Let me answer your question when you said, can you win here? And I firmly believe this. You can win everywhere. But you bring up the very good point. You need to have not just administrative buy-in from the athletic department. You need university buy-in. You need everybody on the same page. Sorry to use this, rowing the boat in the same direction.
You're right.
And you look at Iowa State. In the years that Iowa State was not successful, was everybody rowing the boat in the same direction? Probably not. You get Jamie Pollard in there, you get the right president of the university that get on the same page. Not saying there's not disagreements, but you find a way to say, hey, if athletics is successful, if we win in football, if we win in basketball, this is what can happen. And you get everybody from a culture standpoint going, that's what we want to do, you can win there. I have a feeling at UCLA, not everybody's on the same page. And so if you have a university that's not on the same page, you can't win. If you have an administration top down that's on the same page, absolutely you can win. But it takes investment. It takes getting away going, okay, we're not just an academic institution, we're an athletic institution.
So let me ask you. So where do you land? Is it a good job? Because it kind of sounds like it sounds like you're laying out the thing of it's not a good job.
No. It's not. I mean, you're right when it comes to L.A., but you have USC, which is a private institution that wants to win in football, that has invested heavily in football and athletics. And to me, right now, and growing up, Ross, you remember this when Iowa played UCLA in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. I mean, they were playing UCLA. Terry Donahue had that. I mean, Terry Donahue was that coach. I mean, he was like one of those larger than life guys, just because it was UCLA. It was all that. It hasn't been that way for a long time. It's lost its luster.
Yeah. I think we decided it's not a good job.
It's not a good job.
So I'll give Deshaun Foster a little bit of grace there because he was in a tough spot. Hypothetical. Okay. They hire an interim coach for a while. Cogin's just laid this out here. Hypothetical. They hire an interim coach. get to the end of the season and say, we're going to do a job search. Well, in that time, Coach Ferentz decides, you know what, I've got the record. I'm walking away. We just laid out how bad of a job UCLA is. Would it be a more attractive job than Iowa?
No. And let me tell you why. Is that I do believe you have an administration and an athletic director that is on the same page. I saw something yesterday, and I don't know how true it was, but they had just the football operating budgets. I was in the top 20 of football operating budgets of schools.
Okay.
So you have money there. Now, you still need some help NIL-wise, but I think when you look at a fan base, when you look at
support in general.
Support in
Yeah.
general,
Okay.
Iowa is a better job than UCLA.
That makes me feel good. Thank you.
The only thing that makes UCLA better than Iowa is weather. That's it. That is the only and recruiting area.
But weather, you're right, obviously, for the thing of you don't have to go through an Iowa winter. Look at that picture from Saturday. It's a beautiful day at a beautiful stadium. There's 8,000 people in that stadium. It holds like 80. There's 8,000 people, maybe. I don't know what the numbers were, but you see that picture that Clay Travis sent out, and his reference was to Nico Malavala, saying, look at this. This is going to go down as the greatest mistake in NIL history. To leave Rocky Top. Tennessee had 100,000 people going crazy in overtime on Saturday. And he took the paycheck and went to UCLA to play in front of a few thousand people. Now, we need to watch this play out. Because I would say, to Clay Travis, I would say, if he still ends up in the NFL and still ends up with a good, solid NFL career, then good for the kid for making his money in college as well.
Remember, Clay Travis is a huge Tennessee fan.
I know.
He's coming at it from a fan.
Absolutely. I get that. Yeah. But
Virginia Tech also fired its head coach. So you've got two Power 5 schools. Virginia Tech fires its head coach. UCLA fires its head coach. Everybody kind of went, man, this is early. At the end of the day, you need to fire fast, meaning that if you know you're going to do it eventually and you see the boat kind of coming to a stall, don't wait around and let it get worse. Action by an athletic director or a university tells your fan base, hey, we recognize what you're going through and the frustration. We're going to do something about it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Travis. I completely agree. You and maybe your guy, maybe the person that you want to take over is available right now. Do they start those conversations before they fire a guy, Trav? Do they reach out? Does the UCLA athletic director reach out to a few of his short list and say, hey, I'm thinking about, or do you fire him first and then do that?
Doing it this early, I think you start getting your ducks in a row now. I think you start paying attention to what's going on in the college football world and try to target in. Now, every athletic director should have a short list. I would want to believe that most coaches that you want are fairly successful at this point and would say, hey, I'm in the middle of a season. I'm going to finish this out. You can contact me afterwards or as we get closer. But I don't want to have those. We're 3 weeks into the season. I'm not going to have that conversation right now. I mean, that's where, we always wonder if Darren DeVries was contacted by Indiana in the middle of the season because West Virginia fans will tell you whether it's true or not. I don't believe it is. I want to believe Darren where he says, I wasn't contacted. I didn't hold Tucker out just so he could go to Indiana. He was hurt, and we know that Tucker had dealt with injuries before. I think you start gathering your list and you start almost analyzing, watching these guys, and doing your homework on them to when you're ready to go, you have a package that, hey, I've watched you this season. I've been contacting people about you. I don't think you reach out yet. That would be tampering, and you would burn a lot of bridges with your
I was just wondering if either UCLA or Vautech has their next guy. Maybe he's not in it. Maybe he doesn't have a job right now. Maybe their guy that they want is sitting on a sideline.
Now, Vautech may go to Shane Beamer at South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And say, hey, we need another Beamer here. Because, his dad was the head coach there. But did Shane Beamer have to go, is Virginia Tech a better job than South Carolina? And what makes a good job now is not, it used to be, Ross, it was stature. That doesn't make a great job anymore. Remember, you would leave.
It was facilities, locker rooms.
Yes. It was conference. It was a lot of that. Now it's like, what's my payroll going to be? How much can I pay my assistant coaches? Are you going to let me compete and go pay players? And what does that support look like? That's what makes a good job now. It's not just, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Notre Dame, the first 0-2 ranked team since 1988.
Look who they've lost to, though. Miami
close games,
and
too.
Texas A&M.
And close games. Lost by 3 to Miami and 1 to A&M.
Yeah.
I mean, again, but it is fascinating. They're the first 0-2 team to still be ranked since 1988.
I don't have a problem with it,
No,
do you?
Not at all.
I like to see it because people are going, okay, you haven't won a game, but we still know you're good enough to beat or be ranked in the top 25. I mean, it's at least being objective when it comes to it.
They only have one other ranked team on the schedule the rest of the way, by the way.
Who's that?
USC, who's ranked 25. Might not be ranked by the time they play.
It's going to be a slow play with USC. They've got to earn respect back. And that's what happens when you haven't lived up to your expectation under Lincoln Riley to this point. They can score points. We know they can score points. Whether they can, when it comes to the better teams in the league, stop them. That'll be the big question. 515-517-2303. That's the number to call if you want to have a little conversation with us. We come back. Iowa, of course, got a win over the weekend. So did Iowa State in a scary way. We'll discuss on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini of Des Moines, and right now we have some exciting things to talk about. We have our last Countryman SE. We are leasing that as low as $399 a month with $3,800 down. On top of that, we are doing 1.99 for 48 months on all new 2025 Countrymans. For more information, come visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you, taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, my name is John Linares with Willis Lexus, and September is one of my favorite months. I would like to personally invite you to our Willis Automotive new car show on Tuesday, September 16th from 4:45 until 7:30 p.m. It'll be a fun night with friends, food, and beverages. Leading up to the car show, we've specially priced our vehicles for our new car show, and Lexus is supporting us with great low lease rates. For example, a $449 lease rate with $49.99 due at signing on ES. Stop on out or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Monday, everybody, the 15th of September. If you're listening on the rushradio.com audio stream, thank you so much. If you've downloaded the Rush Radio Android app or the free TuneIn app and you're listening to us on your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, very much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, start leaving your comments in the comment section. And, of course, you can follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Travis Justice. And a quick reminder, as Ross Peterson steps back up to the mic, to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa. So pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to lose more. Ross,
to lose more, to learn more.
Did I say lose more?
Yes, you did.
Did I? Sorry, Craig. I was dyslexic at that point.
I want to get Craig back on. Corn. I would love to have one of those nerdy conversations with him again. Just, I'm such a corn idiot. For an Iowa boy, I need to know more about corn. So, I was driving past the field the other day and thought that. Not the time. I mean, we're in the middle of football season. Not the time to call Craig and do that. But he's the guy once I got questions.
Iowa Corn, I was watching the Iowa game on Saturday night, and they were outside Kinnick Stadium, and Iowa Corn had this big, beautiful, like matte black combine, and I'm like, and it just had Iowa Corn all over it. There's something about a combine that I really like. And
yeah, I think it's the price tag.
The price? No, I think it's the size. I'm infatuated with the size. It's a Freudian thing with me. You know, growing up in a family where, you know, trucks were all around. My dad drove 18-wheelers, and I got to sit in the truck. I never drove because I knew if I drove it, I would like it. Ross, are you ready for this? I've never been in a combine. I've been on a tractor. I've driven a tractor. Pretty good-sized tractors. I've never been in a combine.
Last time I was in one, Trav, was probably around 7 years ago, something like that, okay? And they're unbelievable. Like, Tesla is not the self-driving technology. The combines are incredible, Travis. It can read the moisture content of the grain as it's pulling it through the combine. It's crazy what these guys can tell, what these machines do. They're $1 million machines. I mean, I think a combine's $700,000, something like that.
That's crazy.
But you don't drive it either. It's like a Tesla. You tell it where you program it. It's got a wheel. You don't touch it. Dude, I remember about 10 years ago on the tractor ride, John Deere would always bring like their latest, greatest tractor. And we pull into this tiny little town and they're unloading the stuff. And the guy's like, hey, do you want to move that one for us? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do that. He's like, all right, man, let me show you how this works. You know you don't drive it, right? You're going to tell it where to go, and it's going to drive you there. This was 10 years ago.
Didn't you get into a combine in my old stomping grounds in Neola?
Yeah, right around there with a guy that you knew somewhere along the line. I don't remember how that.
Barrier. I think it was Ron Barrier. Yeah.
Yeah, got to go out there, and that was the guy. That was the last time I was in one, and it's insane. The technology in them's insane. It's not like the farm is not like it was with Grandpa. I promise you.
Yeah.
Dude, I could get so geeking again. We got so much important stuff to do. You know what is an amazing piece of technology and machinery is a grain drying bin. So, you know, we've all seen the conveyor belt that goes to the top of the big bin, right? And then the grain is going up and it's dropping in. The grain's not just dropping into a great big open silo like I thought. I just think, well, that's just some metal cylinder that they're filling up. No. Dude, the outside of that thing is like a convection oven. And as the grain is falling, it dries the grain from the time it falls to the top to the bottom. It takes out like 78 or 90% of the moisture. I don't want to geek out on this anymore. Sorry. Nerdy rabbit hole for me.
The big question is, and we'll get to Iowa State in a bit because they had a scare over the weekend at Arkansas State, but they're off this weekend. Iowa's going to be at Rutgers on Friday night, so a short week for the Hawks. And our good buddy Andrew Downs, and I use this because I used our Black and Gold Rush show as kind of an example. The Black and Gold Rush show on Saturday night took a weird show. And the fact that it turned in almost to an anti-Ferentz show, which kind of surprised me after he got the record that broke Woody Hayes' record and becomes the all-time leader in wins in Big Ten Conference history. But it came into, hey, we're glad you got the record. It's time to go. And that was a bit of a shock for me. Andrew, afterwards said, it didn't matter what happened on Saturday night. Nothing was going to change my mind. He goes, I lied, it did. Did the performance of 400-plus yards of total offense, balanced 200 yards plus passing, right around 200 yards rushing, change your mind, make you feel better about this Iowa football team?
No. No, it was against UMass. There's nothing they could have done. I mean, Indiana put up 77 or 70 points on Indiana State. That would have been something where I'd have been like, holy cow, we can do that? I didn't see anything that made me go, holy cow. I saw some nice things. They threw the ball down the field. They got some big plays. It was against UMass. Doesn't do it for me.
Now, if you put up 400 yards against Rutgers, then and win the game, then you turn around and go, okay, that's against a Big 12 opponent. That's against a team that just put up
Big 10 opponent.
Get my conferences confused.
Yeah.
You do that against a team that just put up 60-some points in its game, then you go, okay, maybe we are seeing something here. Maybe we are seeing development.
And Tyler says Indiana State's the seller of the Missouri Valley. I'm not saying they're not. I get that. I get they're an awful football team. That's a wow to put up 70 points. You look at that and go, damn, we absolutely dominated that game. There were moments on Saturday where we didn't dominate. It wasn't touchdowns every drive. I mean, again, it's a decent day. Mark Gronowski had, 140 yards?
What was Gronowski? He was 16 of 24 for 179 yards.
179 yards. That's a nice game. That's a nice game. Did you go wow on Saturday night?
The only time I went wow is when Caden Weegan did a punt return.
There you go. I agree with that.
I went wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Defense was amazing. There wasn't enough on Saturday for me to change that. Nah, not enough for me to change my mind. I think that's where I'm at right now, Travis. Kirk Ferentz, thank you so much for your time here. I hope they build a statue for you. Whenever you're ready to walk out the door, we will hold the door open for you. Thank you, sir. We don't want this to end badly. Don't mean this to sound negative. You've done an amazing job. I just hope that there's somebody out there that can take this program to a different level. Thank you so much for maintaining it like this for 20-plus years so that hopefully we can have somebody step in that can figure out the hurdles to get us to that elite level. Because that's where Hawkeye fans, we all want more. We all want more. I won't stop thinking, Travis, about that thing that we stumbled on yesterday, or on Saturday, I'm sorry. It's the people. It's always the people. It's not the place. We always attribute it to the place. We always go, well, you're in Ames. You can't recruit there like you can in Tuscaloosa. You can't recruit in these places. It's always the place. It's not. Art Briles shows up at Baylor, they're winners. Art Briles leaves Baylor. They're Baylor. It's the people. Alabama was great. Gene Stallings is there. Gene Stallings leaves. They go through a whole bunch of weird stuff. They're not great. Nick Saban shows up. Right guy. Same place, same colors, same town. Right guy. And so it's the people. And we've had the right guy for a long time, for 25 years, to maintain this thing the way it is. It's going to come to an end at some point very soon, next 5 years or so. We all have to have that conversation in our head about how do we want this to end, because it's going to end.
And you don't want it to end badly.
No. So what does it look like to walk out on your shield so that we can do that? So everybody can stand and applaud and the door is open and you walk away. And Hawkeye fans, I do believe for the majority right now, it's ticked up these last couple of years. Travis, we saw it. We felt it. And I do think that right now the majority of Hawkeye fans probably have that thought of, thank you so much. We really are grateful for your time here and your success. We had a lot of awesome Saturdays, and let's hope to God we can have a lot more. It's not rude. I don't think it's rude to say you're at the end of your career. It's just stating fact. It's going to end soon. What's that look like? So
yeah, I mean, if they run the table, your feeling changes. But you look at what's ahead of them; they're not going to run the table. They're just not, and that's why this Friday is really, really big. And to see what happens. I think they're going to be in most games they play, but I don't know. You sit there and go, how many wins can they get out of it? And you don't want it to be – the program is not in a place where it was in 1998. When Hayden Fry left, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
And you don't want to do that.
No, you don't.
It took us a while to come around to Hayden. That's still part of Hayden's legacy. We love Hayden Fry, but that is part of his legacy. It's like, man – he really left the cupboard bare. Let's not do that. Let's avoid that. Anyway, so didn't change my mind on Saturday against UMass. And I said that all week last week. There was nothing that they could do outside of blowing that team away.
Which they did.
Steamrolling. They beat them. They beat them. They didn't 77-0 them. That's beating the snot out of an inferior opponent.
My measuring stick was 40 points, right? And they got to the 40-point thing. So once they hit that satisfied, hey, you can beat up the teams you're supposed to beat. So I didn't think they would put 50 or 60 on. Once they got to the 40-point mark, held them to 7, it didn't change my mind. It doesn't mean that I think they're going to, dominate the Big Ten, but at least they hit at least the benchmark that I put out there.
What's your expectation this weekend? Just win? Just win, baby?
Just win.
Yeah.
I think you're on the road. It's a short week. It's a Friday night.
You're
Rutgers,
a dog. Do you know that?
That doesn't surprise me that they're a dog. Does that surprise you they're a dog?
Kinda. 2.5-point dog. Matchup predictors goes 57% Rutgers, so can't win. Matchup predictor says the Hawks lose. 2.5-point dogs, and over-under is 45.5.
Tim asked if it's a must-win. Every game is a must-win. Every game is a must-win. But I know what you're saying, Tim, and I would probably put it in that category.
Here's why it's a must-win. It's because of the way the schedule looks after that. Because it's home with Indiana, home with Wisconsin, home with Penn State, home with. I'm rattling off.
Wisconsin, I believe.
At Wisconsin, okay. So we're at Rutgers, home with Indiana, at Wisconsin, home with Penn State, home with Minnesota, home with Oregon, at USC. You've got 3 or 4 losses right there. In even playing really good football, you got 3 or 4 losses right there. So you got to win these coin toss games if you're going to get to that 7-8 win mark. We both think they beat Wisconsin. We're not sure. Minnesota's another coin flip game right now.
Yeah,
I think
Minnesota
it's a lot.
Got beat over the weekend. They
Yep.
were at Cal, got beat. which kind of surprised me. But
we think they lose to Oregon and USC, and then you and I, Michigan State, we both think they win that. And then we're on opposite ends in the Nebraska game. Surprise, surprise. It says Iowa's a 2.5-point favorite, not a dog. Is that right?
I don't look at the lines.
Maybe I misread that. Hold on. Hold. Efforting. Indeed, the Hawkeyes are the favorite. Minus 2.5 for the Hawkeyes. My apologies. I saw the matchup predictor and just assumed when I saw the 2.5 that they were the dog.
The matchup predictor and then the line can be completely opposite.
So so they are 2.5-point favorites. Okay. I like them more as dogs, Trav.
I don't blame you.
Would you?
Iowa State struggled over the weekend.
Yeah.
Arkansas State had a touchdown called back. Penalties plagued Arkansas State.
Did you see that holding penalty? Because if you did, you're the only one.
Yeah, I saw what they called a holding.
Right. Listen, and I don't take anything away from Iowa State, and I really don't. We knew that this was going to be a weird game for them. We said it all week long. About as close to what a trap game can be, even though you got a bye week coming, there's nobody really to be looking ahead at. They'd had an emotional and tiring couple of weeks, and now they're playing in what town? Jonesboro,
Arkansas.
That sounds like a place that had some sort of cult. It does. It sounds like Waco, Texas. It's like, oh, Jonestown. No, and that's not Jonesboro. Oh. So I don't blame. I don't fault. And Arkansas State went into that game. It's Super Bowl type of mentality. You could see it. They were talking about the energy on the sidelines of those two different teams. And I do think that it's one of those things where you let a team stick around. You're a little bit tired. You can't get the mustard going, and then all of a sudden they have all the momentum and they've got the belief. And I think that's what happened. Better team won, obviously. And Cyclones go to 4-0 and get out of there for it.
And a much-needed bye week. It's one of those things where you're like, do you like bye weeks or not? But you look at Iowa State and you go, man, this is the right time for a bye week. They need to rest, recharge, and get their legs back underneath them and get refocused because they've been through a lot in the first 4 weeks, and this is a perfect time. That's why you use the word grace a lot. I'm willing to give Iowa State a lot of grace when it comes to how close this game was. Was it a bit alarming? Yes, but I'm also one to look at it and go, I'm going to give them some grace here. Now, Kansas State continues to go in the dump. It's amazing. They get beat by they lose over the weekend. We don't know how good Iowa is. And then you have the win, the win against South Dakota and the win against Arkansas State. Unfortunately, that the more Kansas State loses, the less impressive that win becomes. And you almost wonder, psyche-wise, what Iowa State did to Kansas State.
I think it's the trip. I would say it was more because it seems like those teams that come back from Dublin, Iowa State's been the exception, man. Hats off to Matt Campbell because you look at the other teams that came back from Dublin over the years, they have not been able to adjust back very quickly. And I think Kansas State probably just for some reason received the brunt of that. Going over there and losing took a lot out of that team, a lot more than it has in previous years, it seems like.
You mentioned some other college football games over the weekend. Georgia and Tennessee was a barn burner. That went to overtime with Georgia continuing to beat Tennessee in overtime. Tennessee had, Ross, a field goal to win it at the end of regulation, and it went, I believe, wide right. And I just think of guys in those situations. Kickers are you're either the hero or the villain. There's no other way to look at a kicker. You're either forgotten about, or you're the hero, or you're the villain. And what's frustrating for Tennessee, I believe right before they were lining up to position the football in the midfield, and they got called for a false start, and it backed them up 5 more yards. Now, did that make a difference? Hey, 5 yards and not being able to spot the ball where you want to spot the ball? Hell yes, that makes a difference.
But Travis, it's almost like an icing of the kicker. I mean, that we all seen that when you call a timeout, right? The guy's mentally prepared. He's ready to go. Hey, can we disrupt his flow a little bit? Timeout. This was like doing that to your own team. Kicker's ready. He's mentally prepared. Everybody's all right, here we go. And now you get to line up again, and there is this doubt in the back of your mind for a second.
Yeah,
Big.
Josh Heupel could have just lined up
Could
and
have
kicked the
been
field goal, and he didn't do it. He was going to reposition, and then after they got called for the false start, he's like, screw it, go out there and kick. And you're like, mentally, what are you doing to your own player?
Yeah.
Get to see the NFL yesterday. Chiefs now 0-2, had their 12-game home winning streak snapped by Philadelphia.
I didn't watch very much NFL yesterday. I took the Audrey and her friend to dinner, and there was games were on, and I was watching them. But no, I wasn't. Didn't go out of my way yesterday for NFL.
I reached out to Dr. Jason Sullivan from the UMASS Orthopedic Centers to see if he can come on tomorrow and talk about turf toe, because Joe Burrow went down with an injury yesterday, and they said if he actually has surgery on this, he's going to be out at least 3 months. Brock Purdy has turf toe. So turf toe is one of those things I've never fully understood. It's like plantar fasciitis. They're not the same, but it's like you tell me plantar fasciitis, I know your foot hurts, but I think until you experience it, you don't know what it is. You can probably try to explain turf toe to me, but until you actually have said turf toe, you don't know what it is.
No idea. No idea. I should correct that, Travis. I did watch a game yesterday. I watched the Bears-Lions yesterday. Dude, Lions kicked their ass.
But what, 50-some points on
50-something on them. Yeah. So I did watch that game. It just wasn't fun to watch. Not like some diehard Bears fan that didn't like it. Just was not an entertaining game.
Week 2 was a rough one for J.J. McCarthy from the Vikings. He struggled in the first 3 quarters last week. He struggled all game yesterday. He was 11 of 21, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 6 times, Ross. 6 times. And then the 49ers won without Brock Purdy yesterday. Mac Jones.
Pay the man. Yeah, so that was my NFL experience yesterday, was watching the Bears-Lions. Oh, Caleb Williams seems like he's all right. Give it time. We'll see. The NFL quarterbacks are a strange lot, dude.
They are. In many different ways. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers lost yesterday.
Yep. Did you see Caleb Johnson, dude?
No.
Oh man, all-timer of a mistake. They've got him a kick return. Okay. Well, the new kickoff rules in the NFL are a little bit different. Did you see that?
Yes.
Ball bounced in front of him on about the 5-yard line. Whether it touched him or not really isn't. It doesn't matter. In the NFL, the ball has to be covered up by the receiving team if it lands inside the 20-yard line, I think, or something. Again, the rules are a little bit different. We all know that they're different. He didn't know the rules. Ball bounced in front of him, bounces over his head, and he just let it go. He just walks to the sideline, and they're able to recover it for a touchdown. Now, lost by 14, so it's not like that was necessarily the deciding moment. Again, Aaron Rodgers throws a couple of interceptions, but bad blunder.
Yeah, it was because in college, you just let it go to the end zone. You're like, okay, it's a touchback. And watching them line up to kick off in the NFL is weird anyway, with the new rules. But, yeah, I did see that this morning. I didn't know that was Caleb Johnson. I was watching SportsCenter this morning, and I didn't know that was Caleb Johnson. Rookie mistake, but you know what you don't have room for when you're a rookie? Mistakes.
Right. Rookie mistakes lead you to other careers.
It really does. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, we're going to have the weekly Woohoo from the Iowa Lottery. Your chance to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. And Ross, we've been having a lot of fun with this weekly Woohoo. It's a positive segment. It makes me feel good when we do the weekly Woohoo.
Dude, last week was great. Last week we had like 3 or 4 all-timer happy moments. Cancer-free. What was it? I got them written down here. I got them somewhere. Somebody was cancer-free. Lori. Lori's husband, Dave, was cancer-free. Max's daughters were adopting 2 kids. Jeff had a really good one with the Hawks. Remember that? He was just like, I just want to talk about the Hawks. And we were like, oh, okay. But then he actually had he's like, yeah, it's a fun weekend, man. Love being a Hawkeye fan. Hang out with... And
it was just, for years we went the negative route with the penalty box, but now we're going positive with the Woohoo. And don't forget, it's always good to be an Iowa Lottery VIP club member. You're probably wondering, well, what does it cost me to be a VIP member? It's absolutely free, and you can join to gain additional benefits from the Iowa Lottery, including exclusive promotions, enter Play It Again promotions for your chances to win cash and prizes, including an Iowa Hawkeye football game and an Iowa State football game, a surprise contest, a monthly e-newsletter with free lottery ticket play sent right to your inbox each month. So how do you join the VIP club? Very simple. You go to the website, iowalottery.com/VIP, or in the Iowa Lottery Plus app and follow the instructions. It's simple, and it is free from the Iowa Lottery, which is super, super cool. 515-517-2303. When we come back, the one, the only Brooks Reynolds joins us. He's checking in. He's going to give us a fair breakdown of just now that he's recovered. And what the hell is he doing in Osaka, Japan? I think he's representing the state of Iowa.
Like he usually does, representing it well, guaranteed.
We will discuss when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, 0 sugar, 0 caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
At Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, we know that the only way to do business is the fair way. That means honest quotes, no surprises, and work that speaks for itself. From the first sketch to the final sweep, we keep you in the loop because communication builds trust, and trust builds beautiful spaces. Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, fair, skilled, thorough. Just the way it should be.
The wait is over. The end of summer closeout on 2025 models is here. The most popular 2025 Nissans are priced to move, and we've got something for everyone. From the economical Nissan Kicks to the family favorite Pathfinder or the rugged Frontier, your perfect match is here. Get incredible savings, low financing, and limited time offers before the year ends. But don't wait. Once they're gone, they're gone. Stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Don't forget, Ross and I are going to be at Willis Automotive tomorrow afternoon and into the early evening for the new car show. So come on out, get something to eat, get something to drink, listen to the live music, and, look at new cars from Willis Automotive and hang out with us. We're going to be walking around, though, because I'm going to want to hop into a couple cars. That's just my nature. And are you going to be out there tomorrow morning, correct?
That's my plan, yeah.
Okay, cool. Brooks Reynolds is a man who travels internationally a lot. Usually when he travels internationally, he's driving go-karts, he's doing crazy things. But we got new Brooks Reynolds now. He's just looks like he's in his hotel room in Osaka, Japan. What's going on there, buddy?
Howdy. Greetings from Osaka. What's going on?
What are you doing?
That's amazing.
That's the bigger question. What are you doing?
I am here in Japan. I'm about to attend the Sister City Summit that starts tomorrow at the Stargate Hotel near the Kansai International Airport in South Osaka. There's about 600 or so people that are attending this conference, and it's Japan and U.S. sister cities. So folks from all over Japan, folks from all over the United States, and we're just trying to get together and learn about what sister cities do and how they can make those entities bigger and better. And that's kind of what I do here in Japan, as I've worked with the Des Moines sister city of Kofu since 2014, when we started the idea of the Japan Bacon Festival.
So, Brooks, then give us kind of the elevator pitch. What is a sister city? What's the benefit of it? What does Des Moines get from it, or what does Kofu get from it? Can you just kind of walk us through what does that even mean?
I don't know. It's just, again, I think it's just kind of cities that have similar. Kofu and Des Moines are sister cities because, I don't know the exact thing. I should know this, but there were two typhoons that hit that area in 1960, and the state of Iowa said, "Well, hey, we can help out that region of the Yamanashi prefecture, which is a state, and they sent 36 hogs and 100,000 bushels of corn." And since we were sister states, it made logical that the Des Moines and Kofu is the capital of Yamanashi, became sister cities. And, just cultural exchanges, like a bunch of my buddies have been to Kofu when they were in junior high and high school. Like Joe McConville went on a baseball trip, I remember, in the 80s. Friends of mine from high school, the Dornick family hosted Japanese exchange students, Kumi Nonoka's sister, and then Yamanashi and Iowa are both big ag based states. Yamanashi has grapes and big orchards, peaches, especially this time of year. But the Iowa hog lift was really the reason why I started the Japan Bacon Festival. A friend of mine was
the Iowa what? I'm sorry.
The Iowa hog lift. In 1960, we sent 36 hogs to this region of Japan where Kofu is Des Moines' sister city. And jokingly, I said, well, we should do a bacon festival. And we've done 6. It's crazy.
A lot of people have taken advantage of that. The Kofu School Exchange is what it's called with the DMPS. Yeah. And dude, AD's brother Brian, he did the exact same baseball trip that Joe did. I wonder if they were on the same team, dude. Brian Downs did, and a bunch of my buddies, my buddy Travis Rishas, Anthony Crum, like a bunch of these guys that were great baseball players when we were kids. Jack McEwen, John McCoy, they went and represented Iowa and played in Japan. I wonder if they were on that team with Joe. That's
well, Joe's
wild.
old. Joe's old. I don't know if
Is he? Joe's older than
Well,
me by that much.
No, I don't know.
I don't
he's
think
like
he
probably-
is.
I think he's like 45.
Yeah, he's younger than me.
I don't know how Joe is. Joe and I had a lot of fun in Tokyo one time. So, but yeah, and I'm a new board member for the Japan America Society of Iowa, which is just a nonprofit that helps promote Japanese culture. And I'm here with two other ladies, Michelle Yoshimura Smith,
Oh,
who actually
Yoshi. Yeah.
who is the 2019 Bacon Queen, and then a young lady named Natasha Penniman. She actually studied here in Japan. It's great to have. She speaks Japanese, so I have a Japanese translator that I travel with, and because not everybody speaks English. I mean, most, we're fortunate that wherever I've gone, most people do, but sometimes you're in situations where you don't have an English, that they don't speak English. So it's nice to have.
He's on the board here. He's on the board at Grandview. Do you see Brooks Reynolds being an ambassador someday? A president of the United States calls says, we want Brooks Reynolds to be an ambassador to Japan. You have ambassador written all over you.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if Brooks would want. Do you know what ambassadors do?
No.
I don't think Brooks would want that. No, that's too heavy.
Maybe in like Iceland. I do it in Iceland.
There you
Iceland
go.
would be great.
Someplace you don't have to worry about military relations
Japan,
and
not
stuff.
Japan.
Yeah,
No,
screw
no,
that,
come
dude.
on.
That's a Terry Branstad job. Like you got to
Yeah.
be. Yeah, you got to have that political tilt. Brooks, he's too fun, man. He's our homecoming king. He's not the student body president. Okay, he's the homecoming king.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. It's just actually had a great dinner with George Sanan, who is a kind of like my handler here in Japan. He helps various companies import products into Japan, and I'm attending a couple events. This is funny. I'm attending events in 2 weeks because I'm over here for 3 weeks in Tokyo at the Tokyo America Club with Jones Dairy Farm, which is a Wisconsin-based company, but I think like 80% of the hogs that they process are Iowa hogs. So Chef Don Minerelli from Prime and Providence is coming over. We've actually got some folks coming over from the Philippines. But yeah, just fun stuff here in Japan. I've actually been here since I left Wednesday, so I got here Thursday. So I played golf last weekend in Kofu. I met with the mayor of Kofu, Yaguchi Higuchi, old friend. He's actually been to JR's before. There's a photo of him and I in JR's, and then we met with General
Yoguchi. In Japan, do they use the surname first?
Yaguchi.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Is that what you said? I can't. I'm a little tired right now.
Yeah.
Yaguchi.
I was going to ask you, what time is it there?
It's like 9:30.
Oh, okay.
I'm still a little jet lagged. I need to go to bed, but
okay,
it's good.
I thought you were just starting. I thought you were gonna like go out as soon as you're done.
No, I got to get up at 5 and I got to head. I'm staying in Osaka, but the conference is about 50 kilometers south of here, so I got to get there early and register and all sorts of fun stuff.
How far? You're in Osaka. How far is Kofu from Osaka? Is that where the conference is? Is the 50 kilometers?
No. Kofu's about a 4-hour train ride. I did that yesterday. Yeah, so we're kind of near Kyoto, and this is really kind of the food hub of Japan. So the food has been very interesting and whatnot, and yeah, Japan is a very fun place to visit, and I highly recommend it. It's kind of like Travis's Tuscany for me.
Yeah, for some reason the Far East doesn't interest me that much, and maybe I would change my mind if I went there, but it's not like on my bucket list. I know you've done it quite a bit, but I'm like, everybody's like, I'm just going to go to Italy. And you actually posted a picture when you were there last time and said quite possibly the best sandwich you've ever had. And it was a street sandwich from
It was delicious.
So, you brought up JR's. The fair is now a couple weeks past. Have you fully recovered? And how successful was the fair for JR's this year?
I'm still a little tired. I mean, it's hard. The fair is a grind. It's 12 straight days of nonstop action. JR's, we open at 7 a.m. We close at midnight. And I'm very fortunate that my culinary team and my business partners, Carrie and Corey Hansen, Jason Slephorse, Heath Shealy, Frank Hines, his wife Darcy, Chef Tara Tuttle, Luke Seelman, Hopper, Pumpkin, and everybody that is JRs. I mean, I have over 140 employees. Eli Peterson,
One of
you know,
one of the ranch hands, one of the
the
many.
the bands I have, Owen Justice, you know, Tyler Richard and the High Bank Boys, and we have 49 different musical acts. You know, we serve food from 7 a.m. till probably we close the kitchen now probably around 10:30, just depending on the night. But you know, we're serving beverages until the last minute we can. But it's fun. I mean, you know, to be a vendor at the Iowa State Fair, not many people get that opportunity, and especially to own a beer hall. And we're very fortunate. We love the fair. I mean, I think of all the weird stuff. This is where I get inspiration is riding on a bullet train to Osaka and
Dude,
thinking
that's
of weird things and weird flavor combinations. And you know, I mean, that's the neat thing about the fair is again bringing stuff that's not common to Iowa. We won the 2025 Best New Drink, and we had a pink pony. It was a pink pony cooler, but it was a pink guava sour mixed with the cotton candy sour from Bartown. Well, I got the idea for a pink guava sour. I was on a culinary trip in northern Vietnam when I was still drinking, and this is very light and refreshing. And I asked Pete Faber at Barntown if he could make a pink guava sour for me, and he did, and we won again. We were back-to-back champs. So
You know, Ross, you should have Brooks. You should challenge Brooks to find what you had in Portugal with that flour. You should say, hey, just bring in the flowers.
Amazon Buzz button, Brooks. And we talk about this. I think I maybe mentioned this to you when we talked about my Camino. So in Portugal, we went to this restaurant, ordered a bunch of food. One of the dishes we ordered was Iberian ham, and that the owner brought that to us last. But when he brought it to us, he also brought us these tiny little flowers. He called them electric flowers, and I found out later they're also called like Amazon Buzz buttons. They're a little tiny flower, little bud about that big, and he actually had that bud divided into quarters. So it was a tiny little piece of flower. And it was like, the only way I can describe it is like a combination between a 9-volt battery and Pop Rocks. It literally, it lit your mouth on with electricity. I don't want to say on fire because it wasn't hot. It was just.
Does it have Scoville units in it?
No, it didn't have any sort of heat to it. It was like a 9-volt battery. It made my lips tingle. All 4 of us had the exact same experience because we talked about it as we were going through it. I'll see if I can get a better what the actual technical term for it is. But that was the coolest experience of my life. And then the idea was that was a palate cleanser. That we ate that button before we ate the ham to give us the best experience of eating the ham. And it was it was the neatest thing I've ever done. It was like having a 9-volt battery and Pop Rocks.
Yeah, and that's but was it good to the masses? That's the thing, and that's the hard part of trying to find out is, you know, I may think something, you know, I brought fermented shark one year to the fair, but that was more of a joke. But I mean, it was, excuse my language, effing horrible. And
fermented shark.
Like yeah, it was pretty bad.
Or was it
No, it's a certain kind of Icelandic shark that's, yeah, they hang it to rot for months. It's really bad. It's really ammonia.
Brooks, have you ever had lutefisk?
Yes, I am a quarter Swedish, so my grandmother was 100% Swedish, so we would have that at Christmas, and
No
either
way!
have it with
Isn't
a cream
that like
sauce
the
or
worst
butter.
tasting food in the world?
So bad, so bad. We don't.
It's fish soaked in lye, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
And if you wonder what lye is, Lysol.
Yeah. We would eat it at Christmas when my dad was alive, but after my dad's passed, I don't think we've had it since, and I don't think my sister wants to make it. But yeah, it's a very, very acquired taste. I mean, there's some people who love it, but I do not.
Ooh. All right, $1 million question, because you're an events guy. We're getting closer to the 20th anniversary of Baconfest. Are we going to have Baconfest this year? Is there going to be a Baconfest? Or is it still up in the air?
This year, we've already had one this year. You mean next year?
No, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to do 20. I think that would be a good number to go out on. You know, events are hard, and it's hard to keep that momentum. And it's hard to keep the mass, and they're expensive. I mean, venues are expensive. Labor's expensive. Production's expensive. It's hard. And, you know, we're not what we once were. We had 12,000 people attend our events. We sold out in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. I'd like to do it again. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. we could do something at JR's and do it small and do it intimate. Maybe get Owen to come play and get Eli to sling some griddle up some bacon. I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually not really thinking about that for a while. I'm kind of taking a little. I mean, I'm after this. So I have this conference that's the 16th through the 19th, and then I actually head to Korea on the 21st. I was an English teacher
North
in
or
Korea.
south?
South. I'm
Oh.
not going to North. They'd probably keep me in the North if I went there. Kim Jong Un would be like, "Oh, he's fun. Let's keep him." Yeah, no. I was an English teacher in Korea in 2001. So I'm actually going to go try to find my school, and I've got actually got a couple pictures of some women. Hold on, that I taught with.
Good thing
that
this is the internet. Yep.
That I brought, and
So you're going to try to find these people?
yeah, I'm gonna try to find these people and just I mean, I'm just gonna walk the streets and literally just kind of like, this is Mr. Kim. I was Santa, and they were big karaokeing.
Hold on,
and
that's you?
Yeah.
yeah, that's me in 2000.
Wow. You
Yeah,
look
and then
completely different.
well, no, this was me because I had this is Mrs. The lady in the black is Mrs. Lee, and the lady in the brown is Mrs. Kim, and then I can't remember the woman in the white. And then I taught these little kids. I taught a preschool program, and so I'm gonna go try to find my school. But I can't find. I found something that resembles it, but that was 25 years ago. So, and then I'm gonna go eat in Korea for a couple days, and then I have a couple events in Tokyo. So, why not?
They still talk about you, right? Yeah, I mean, they still talk about that American that came over and taught with them.
Sure. We'll see.
You got away, buddy. I've witnessed it. I've been in a restaurant in Portugal and had the owner come up to me and say, "We have a mutual friend." Yeah, that happens.
Well, it's fun, to have interactions with people, and I'm a personable guy. I'm kind of trying to come out of my shell, and JR's allows me to touch a lot of people's lives and have fun and bring things that are new and weird and wonderful. And we were at this dinner tonight. We actually had some interesting dishes. If you follow me on Snapchat, there were some very interesting things, but it was all food on a stick. It was all deep fried food on a stick, and it was so neat and such a we had black beef from Kagoshima, which is a region in the southern part of
What's
and it's
black
not even
beef?
it's like a Wagyu. It's just a Wagyu
Okay.
beef. It's just what they call it. But
Okay.
again, like I try to find flavors that are and then tell Heath Sheely and Chef Sarah Tuttle and like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And, sometimes they tell me I'm weird and get lost, but like, there are some items we think we'd like to try that are based here, not just here, but Korea. Korea's got a great food scene. Have you ever been to the Egg King from those guys, the Seance
Korea?
family and Kurt
Yeah.
Wang?
Yeah, last time I was in Korea.
Well, no,
south.
it's a Des Moines pop-up. Egg King is
Oh, okay.
Kurt Wang and the Seance brothers, the kids of Win and Sarah, who won back-to-back
Oh, yeah.
best new foods at the Iowa State Fair. They do a Korean egg sandwich pop-up in Des Moines. It's delicious. They're actually, I think they're doing something at like Hy-Vee or something this weekend. I'm not, or maybe that was last
look
weekend.
that
I don't
up.
know.
So I'm looking for some numbers here. How many pounds of lobster did you go through at the fair?
A lot. 4,000 pounds, I think.
4,000 pounds of lobster. How much caviar did you go through at the fair?
Couple kilos. That high roller roll, we sold about 200 of those sandwiches, and then the package we sold 18. And I mean, it was something to talk about.
Yeah.
People talked about it. I mean, just the organic growth and marketing of just having that high dollar item was great. And if I would have sold one, that would have been great by the amount of free press. And I think I was on channel 13 5 times. I really have to thank Ed Wilson for something else, but 5 times. I was on channel 8 5 times, and my godparents who live in just outside of Pasadena, California, saw me on the news there. I mean, it got national press. I was in the New York Post. We were in the Washington Post, and then the New York Times. And we
Brooks,
were.
this is the thing. This is what's going to happen today or tomorrow. I'm sorry for you. When you get to that town and you start looking around, you're going to find one of those people. And you know what they're going to say? I promise. I bet this is going to happen. They're going to say, we followed you. We know about you. Well, you're in the New York Times, man. We saw your name one time. We're like, wait, that guy was our teacher.
Hey, you never know.
That could happen. That'd be great.
We'll see.
And I know you ran out of your new drink. How many kegs of the new beer did you go through? Because you have 4,000 pounds of lobster, a couple kilos of caviar, and how much of that beer did you?
Just of the pink pony guava.
Yeah.
I think they made over 200. We sold a lot of Barntown Brewing Company beer. Pete Faber, his beer, his beers are crushable. Pete, Pete's sister used to babysit me in the 80s.
No way.
Sorry, in the 70s. So I've known Pete for a long, long time, and him and Joe Farron, and their beers are just great, and
just perfect, Brooks, for the fair. I mean, the sours. He's got so many varieties of flavors. The crushable's a great word for them. And they're, for the most part, Pete is like you, man. Pete wants to do new things. Right. And so if you like a beer of his, you better buy it because it's not going to be around. He wants to make different stuff.
I think he makes over like 100 different beers a year. I mean, he's got his staples. He's got his neon and sticky juice and all that other stuff. But his portfolio is huge. And it's interesting. He tells me of the flavor plagiarism or whatnot. Like he'll come out with something and then some other brewery will come out with something pretty similar. But that happens. I mean, that's, as I say, imitation is the best form of flattery, but it's hard to really you can't really patent a beer. I mean, a flavor can you? I mean, you can copyright a name, but but Pete's great. And I always send him some weird ideas here and there, and we've got some fun stuff coming up for next year. We're going to have a meeting here in a couple weeks, but again, the fair is great. This is our 5th fair.
God, it's been 5 years already.
Yeah, I still pinch myself to think that we've had this opportunity to change that space and liven it up and clean it up, and 40 different musical acts. I mean, Owen plays twice, and the High Bank Place played 7 times. The River City Opry played 3 times. Emmett Sheehan, again, just I think of the music acts, 47 were local Iowa-based bands. I brought in one guy, John Till from Illinois. He's just a great soulful solo artist who was recommended by some friends of mine, Julie Lewis. And then we brought in a band from Nashville, the band Light. Their booking agent and I are really good friends, so I try to book a Nashville act every once in a while. But with next year, it'll be our 6th year. We're already thinking about what we can do new and fresh for the menu, and just again try new things, bring new flavors, and get weird.
Go represent our state well, brother. Go get a good night's sleep and have a wonderful time. Travel safe. Can we hook up with you when you're in South Korea?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm there all next week. I'm there the 21st to the 25th.
That might be fun to
26th.
just catch up with you one of those days.
Yeah, I
Sure,
want to know
sure.
if you catch up with anybody you taught with or any of the kids. They're
I
like,
will.
"Mr.
Oh,
Mr.
definitely.
Reynolds."
I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys.
He's
See you,
on
bud.
a mission. He's on a mission.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brooks. See you,
Thanks,
bud.
guys. Have a great day. Yeah. Bye.
He was talking about the Barntown trademark thing. Did you see the story about Bill Belichick's girlfriend?
No.
She apparently tried to file trademarks for a bunch of what she called Bill Belichick
Isms. And he lost all of them, right?
Lost every one of them, dude. Got denied on all of them. Did you see what she was trying to do?
They were just like basic sayings.
Dude, she tried to trademark. She went to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and tried to trademark the phrase "do your job."
And I believe it said Bill Belichick version.
Bill's version is what it's called. It says Bill's version. And then ignore the noise. Bill's version. The Bellustrator. Bill's version. And no days off. Bill's version. I blame Pat Riley for this. I always do. I always think of Pat Riley.
Because of the 4P or the 3P?
3P. Yep. He wanted to trademark 3P so that they could make all the money off of all the merchandising that ever said 3P. And I know that wasn't like the what opened the door for it, but man, owning words, I get it with some things. And there have been times when people do it, it seems like they're doing something nasty and gross, but it turns out that they're just protecting things. And that I get. This is just...
Well, look at Hawks by a million, right? I mean, that was, as Tyler Kluber said, he came up with it. He marketed it, put it on a flag, but Iowa had to remind him, well, we'll let you do it, but we own it. It's just like, geez.
Dude, what people love or what people own. Always reminds me of that Jamie Pollard quote. We're going to find out who's in charge of what.
Very much so.
Yep.
Very much so.
Every now and again, you find out who's in charge of what.
Oh, Ross is going to be at Willis Automotive tomorrow morning. And again, we want you to join us at Willis Automotive tomorrow evening from 4:45 to 7. It's the new car show. You can check out the Infinitis, the Nissans, the Cadillacs, the Lexus, the Land Rovers, the pre-owned selection, the Minis, and also have good food and good drink and live music as you're doing it. You just walk around the Willis campus and check out those wonderful new cars as the 2026 editions are out. So that goes from 4:45 to 7 tomorrow, and Ross is going to be live at Willis Automotive tomorrow morning. So be ready for that.
Maybe Brooks Reynolds is exactly what we need for our relations with North Korea. Maybe he could figure this out. Ambassador to North Korea, Brooks Reynolds. Team America?
Team America. Not Air America was the failed left-leaning radio network, right?
I don't even know I don't even remember.
I think like Al Gore started that or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rabbit holes.
That is a rabbit hole. I actually think it's still functionable, but just nobody listens to it. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it. If you missed any part of it, don't forget you can always get the live replay by going to rushradio.com. Just click that live tab. If you are a person who likes to download podcasts, you can find us on Podbean, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, and, of course, iHeart Podcast, which is still, Ross, ironically, our number one downloaded podcast format. Kind of surprises me.
I don't think twice about it.
You can also see the replay on YouTube if you want to. So we'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Enjoy your day, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and I'm excited to announce some great things we have going on this month. Right now we have retail cash of $10,000 on all 2025 QX80s and $8,000 all 2025 QX60s. For more information, come visit our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape?
Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.